We welcome to the Roar Zone. So I'm pumped for this show, even more than I thought I was, because me and you were just talking before we went on, right?
Yeah.
And some of the things that you're already doing online is really cool stuff. Let's go back a little bit, man, and kind of get them behind that black curtain, because as you know, right, you've been on set before. You know, we like to take them behind that black curtain. Let them get to know who you are, where you started, where you're at today, and where you see yourself going. And where you see yourself going is going to be a really cool story, man. Some of the stuff you already started to share with me is really intriguing, man. Really cool stuff. Big man, just introduce yourself and let everyone know where you're from.
All right, so I'm Jake Willis. I'm from here originally, well, all over Southern California.
Okay.
Born in Big Bear, but spent most of my life in Marietta.
Okay. But you were really raised in Marietta, huh?
From first grade till
Wow.
12.
It's a great town, man.
Yeah.
Great town. Yeah.
Spent some time in Carlsbad and middle school and high school, but mostly here.
Yeah, it's either one's not too bad.
Yeah.
It could be a lot worse.
Yeah. But actually, dude, I graduated high school when I was 15. I graduated early.
15?
3 years early.
I almost got kicked out at 15. You graduated at 15? How'd you jump 3 grades?
I just got homeschooled and just did my work.
Oh, really?
At the end of 10th grade, or at the beginning of 10th grade, I just got homeschooled and then did my work for the next 3 years.
What made you go from school to homeschool at that time?
I was moving back from Carlsbad and not about being in Marietta. I was loving the beach.
Yeah,
What am I doing?
You're spoiled. Right.
Yeah. I graduated a year and a half at college, moved to New York, and I was supposed to be there for 2 weeks, ended up being there for a year. Okay. And then I just moved back and decided I'm not going to get a job. I'm just going to pursue entrepreneurship to my full potential.
I know, because we talked about that, about some of the things that you're implementing and some of the things that you know, when it comes to the internet, which is really cool. But let's go back a little bit. So how was school for you? Did you like it? Were you good at it when you went?
I mean, I got a 4.0, but I didn't like it, dude.
Okay.
I
didn't?
Hated it. Absolutely.
Why?
I don't know. I just wasn't the popular kid. I don't know. Boring. Just didn't have my friends didn't go to the same schools as me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Always outside when I was at school, just sitting still. I can't even sit still right now.
And then
I'm not even at school. I want to be here.
Right? That's interesting, man. Did you play sports?
I raced motocross, hardcore. That's what I did.
Did you have sponsors and all?
Yeah, a few, but kind of, I don't know, not anything crazy. I didn't travel as much as they wanted me to. I don't know, you have to put so much money into it, it's crazy.
Yeah, you got to be completely committed.
Completely, yeah.
And it's like a tour, right? It's like a
you got to go around the United States. Just consistently every year.
Now, how did you get into dirt bikes?
I just started when I was 2 years old. My dad just
always
got me a bike. I was 2 years old, and he said, when you can ride your bicycle without training wheels, then you can get a motorcycle. So I guess the next day I went out and took the training wheels off myself and then taught myself how to ride.
Wow.
And they're like, dude, how did you get the training? What the hell?
And how was it when you first got on the motorcycle, though?
I have no clue.
You don't remember?
No, I was too little.
Really?
I was 2 years old.
So now it's just like second nature to you, huh?
Kinda. I mean, I'm a little squirrely now, but...
Well, because you haven't been on, or...
Yeah.
A few hours and you'd be back, right?
Yeah, I could ride.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. So that's really the extent of the sports for you? That was your outlet, was the motocross?
Being in Big Bear, my mom moved back up there at the beginning of middle school for me, so I was snowboarding a lot and skating, surfing,
right.
snowboard, skate, surf, motocross.
Beautiful, man. All outdoors.
Yeah.
In SoCal, why not?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I played baseball for a season, but was told, or my brother wanted to play, and I was either told to sit on the bench or we'll play. So I said play, because I wasn't about to just sit on the bench and watch everyone play.
And I did Little League for 2 years, and it was like watching paint dry. I was out in the outfield. I was bored out of my mind. I was a wrestler. I wrestled since 4th grade, and I loved wrestling, but baseball, man, it was torture for me.
Yeah, me too.
It was torture.
I actually had a really good first season because we won every game, just killed every single game. It was really cool, even though I was in outfield as well.
Yeah.
And but then I went in for a second season, and dude, worst thing of my life. I hated it.
Yeah.
I went into the first season hating baseball, and then I came out loving it. And then I went into the second season loving it and came out hating it again. I was like, I'm over this.
Yeah, this is too much.
Yeah.
This is too much up and down. It's a big seesaw. So when did you actually leave here and go to New York?
January 18th, 2016.
16? Oh,
16.
So a year. A year ago.
I came back the same day, or it just happened. It came back the same exact day I went there. My girlfriend went crazy. I said, I'm going to buy a plane ticket. And I was looking at the plane ticket. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I came here this day last year. I was like, it's been a whole year.
It was meant to be, man.
Yeah, I was like,
what made you go to New York?
I just had the opportunity to model, and they said, you want to go to New York? And I was like, I never left California, so why not?
Yeah. Was that a little bit of a culture shock?
Completely.
So you're a SoCal kid.
Yeah.
Never left SoCal, right?
A few times, like Arizona and Montana.
Right, but
yeah.
Nothing close to, were you in Manhattan?
I lived there the whole time.
So take us there, right? You fly into JFK.
Dude, got paid on by my first dude before I even got to a taxi. Bro. And I stepped off. I was so cold. I thought I layered up. I stepped out of the airport and into, like, to go find a taxi.
Right.
Was frozen.
It's like another level.
Completely. And then I
got compared to Big Bear?
Completely
really
different. You know, one thing that I noticed about, like, being where it gets cold, it doesn't get that cold, but especially with the wind chill, like, unbelievable.
It's like bitter.
Yeah, but, like, in Big Bear, like, even if it got that cold, you're inside or in your car or, like, dressed for it. Yeah. But there you're kind of, like, trying to be casual, and you're not, like, wearing snow pants and stuff, and you just don't.
Yeah, you weren't ready for that.
No.
Get into Manhattan. When you first get off the plane, you get into Manhattan. What was that feeling?
It was kind of just shock. Like, literally, just I feel like no matter where I'm at, I'm just me. So it's kind of just, it's not really like a shocking feeling, but like how cold it was. So quickly, and you couldn't really see the sky. You know, like, the buildings are so high you almost don't realize it at the time, but when you get back to California, especially after being there for so long, you're like, dude, I can, like, see the whole sky all the way around.
It feels so open.
Yeah,
right?
It's crazy.
That's exactly, because I'm from New Jersey, right? Philly area, and, you know, obviously been in New York plenty. And on the East Coast, it's just more condensed, like, closed in.
Completely.
Than the West Coast, isn't it?
Yeah, like, every single building on the block is just completely connected, and they're way higher than you could ever even, like, you can't even look and see the top of them, you know? Yeah. So you're in Manhattan. So did you have an apartment already set up? For your 2 weeks. Okay. And then I just I actually moved into a Chinese apartment in like
Chinatown?
Yeah, almost. It was like Lower East Side. Yeah. It was just south of Houston. Okay. But it was like not a single English speaker in there. Every single sign was in Chinese, like nothing.
How did you land that?
Craigslist or something
When you came, did you know it was only going to be 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I didn't have a return ticket. They were like, we can just get a return ticket whenever. And I actually lived in the same place for like 2 months, and then I was able to stay 2 months, and then I moved out of there, moved into the Chinese place, and then I was like, that's kind of why I got girlfriends. I was like, dude, I'm over this place. I had just turned 18 then, so I had never even paid rent, so I didn't really notice. Like, that's why I got a girlfriend. I was like, man, like, she'll pay half the rent, and it's like half as much because we take up half as much room. Yeah. Like, I'm not sharing a room with a dude. Right. So then you and your girlfriend, right? And were you able to get modeling gigs? I got a few, but it's not really my thing. Your passion? No. Yeah. I never thought that I would even do that. Huh? I never had, like, an idea that I'd be a model, you know? I'm just like a completely regular person. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're regular people too. No, but I know what you mean. It just wasn't your thing. Yeah, never thought I would model in my life. I thought I was going to race in motocross. I grew up rolling around in the dirt. That's all I knew, you know? Yeah. So how long did it take you to start to get acclimated to New York? I was good after like the first month. By the time like January, March rolled around, it started warming up and I was cool. You know, I was pretty good by then. And then I got a skateboard, was cruising the city. That was cool.
All right.
Yeah.
And then what were you doing for work in between modeling gigs?
Did what I could, you know, to make it. Like, whatever. I worked at a few restaurants, and then I worked at a few bars, and I just, like, work with friends, you know, like, trying to do entrepreneurial ventures, you know, but not a whole lot.
So what, some online stuff? Okay.
Nothing online really started happening until I got back, and it was, like, 100% committed, you know.
At one time, you had a really big Instagram account.
Yeah.
Right? Like 50,000 or something?
That was before I went to New York. That was when I was younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was when I was really younger.
All right.
Yeah.
And did you still have that account when you went out to New York?
No, I actually had just started a fresh Instagram account, like completely fresh, and that's the one that I have now. Yeah. But after I got a girlfriend, I was kind of using the Instagram to get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And after I got it, I was like, whatever, I don't need it anymore.
But I know that you had shared with me before, when you had that big account, it kind of freaked you out, huh? Because people would recognize you and things like that. Yeah, like I came across an Instagram account that wasn't named after me, but it was like all my pictures from back then. Like this was like within the past few months that I came across an account that's still using my photos from when I was 15, and I'm just like, that happened to me on Facebook twice. We had to get it shut down. Yeah. Using my stuff. Yeah, it's just weird. Like, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. And I know you even said people like would see you in restaurants and recognize you. Yeah, I had a girl's dad come up to me and ask me to take a picture with his daughter for her because she was embarrassed to talk to me. I was like, I was bussing at a restaurant, and I was like embarrassed to be bussing, and then I was even more embarrassed that someone noticed who I actually am. Right. You want to stay under the radar. Yeah. Plus, it's not, obviously it's not your personality, right? You'd rather stay. Yeah, low key. I just like to hang out at the beach and be mellow. That's awesome because people are dying to get their right arm to have that many followers. But I do know we talked about it. Instagram has changed their algorithms, and there's been a lot of changes too. So it's tougher to get that going. It almost makes it easier. Oh, it does? It depends on how you look at it. I have a friend that sits there and he has 20,000 followers, and he called me today like, dude, I don't know why I can't grow my Instagram account. I'm like, freaking post a picture, bro. Like, if you post a picture, add a little bit of value to people's life and kind of attract the person that you want to attract, people are going to follow you, because that's just how it works. And when you're reciprocating, then not only does Instagram notice it, but other people notice it, and just by liking other people's stuff, engaging with their stuff, don't go out there and follow everyone, but following people's not a bad thing, if you're being selective. Right. And people think it's it's not cool to follow 100 people. You're like, how do I expect to get 10,000 followers if I won't even follow one of them back? You gotta make people feel like they know relationships. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's relationships. If people don't feel like they know you through it, then they don't really relate and they don't really follow you. Right. And then I also know, obviously, as you know, right, you'll see some of these accounts and they'll have all these followers, but then when they post something, their likes and their comments don't add up. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden they have 35,000 followers, right? Mm-hmm. And they post something and they have 28, and that just doesn't, there's something. It's because they're bought. Yeah, that's what I mean. Something's off, right? It's just not legit. People say it's so hard to grow. It's getting stuck in people's head that it's so hard to grow, but it's just because Instagram's shutting down all the fake ways of growing. Right. That are easy to grow. Which is great. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and even then, you wouldn't want fake people following you because a lot of people's purpose is to monetize social media. It's not really to just have a big account anymore because it's possible to monetize now. So that's what people are looking for. And if you have this fake engagement, then you're not making money off it. I don't really care. What's the point? Yeah. Right. Then you're just taking time to do something that doesn't progress you forward. Right. Yeah. Right. And it looks good from the outside, but when people start to really understand, then they'll look and they'll be like, and I forget what it was, but somebody emailed me a website where you can actually go onto somebody's account and see what their rating is, like a C or a D or a B, and then if it looks like it jumped up, if it spiked, right, and then all of a sudden it dropped within days, It usually means follow, unfollow stuff, that kind of stuff. That really, at the end of the day, is going to hurt you more than it's going to help you, I believe.
Yeah. Like that's exactly why Instagram's algorithm is changing, so people can't like
manipulate it like that. Right. And ultimately, look, they just like Facebook, right? They want to make money. They want you to buy ads.
I mean, eventually that might be where it's heading, but that's definitely not where it's at now.
No,
like not by any means. Like
really?
All right, so like I started this bikini account, and it actually happened to be the trademark photo. But I started it, and within a week I had a picture with got like 24,000 impressions, and it had like over 3,000 likes and over 300 comments.
Now, how do you think that happened?
It just hit the algorithm, and the algorithm showed it to people.
But just by luck?
I had a strategic way that I placed the hashtag so that more people would see it. Okay. And then I also engaged with other people, and then got big accounts to engage with me back. So the way that Instagram's algorithm is working right now, as far as I'm concerned, is that when someone engages with you, it's in the Explore page, it brings your picture up higher. Okay. So if you have someone with 100,000 followers like and comment on your picture, it's going to raise your account higher than if someone with 500,000 or 500 people did, right? Because it just brings it to more people.
Right. It's more. Question then is, how do you get that to happen?
Just communicate. Yeah? It's networking. Okay. You just got to reach out to them.
Oh, yeah?
That's it.
The instant message.
Yeah, I mean, some people...
Or like some of their stuff and then just communicate.
Yeah. All right, so like, for example, I'm going to go meet a guy that I really look up to at sometime this weekend. And I just just got in contact with him by really just commenting, liking, following what he does, and just really engaging with his work and appreciating and like showing the community that. And then he started noticing who I am, and now I've been like able to be fortunate enough to write 3 blog posts for him so far, and just like really just establish that relationship by just putting my name out there, like getting him to notice that I'm following him and I'm consistent, and I'm just gonna keep being out there and like supporting what he's doing. So now he's starting to reciprocate and support what I'm doing. So that's really awesome. It's like the same. That's the easiest way I can explain it.
And you're gonna meet with him? Yeah,
just from Jersey.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, what's he do?
Same thing, e-commerce. Yeah.
So how long is he gonna be here?
I think just Thursday through Monday.
Really?
Yeah, and it happens to be Monday's my birthday, so.
There you go. Oh.
I got a call today from another e-commerce dude that was like, hey, I'm going to Miami, you want to go? I was like, dude, that's my birthday, maybe. We'll see.
So talk about this e-commerce that you're doing now with drop shipping and some, because last time we talked, you weren't really going down that road. You were really doing like the social media, digital marketing packages, right, for companies?
Exactly, and like I was trying, or that's where I started with the internet marketing, like direct response marketing, but I'm still building that agency. I actually have a deal in the works right now that's going to be closing in the next 15 days. Like I had a 30-day window, but 15 of them have been up, so I'm excited for that. It was hard for me to find quality clients that wanted to work with me and that actually could fulfill the orders that I would be received. Because I had a few people that weren't able to follow up on the back end, so
Really?
Yeah.
So you were bringing them business?
Yeah, and
they couldn't fill the orders?
Yeah, I didn't believe in them, so like I just, instead of being selfish with money, I just like cut it. Yeah, so I found e-commerce, or then I heard of e-commerce, and it was like it lines up with exactly what I'm doing.
And you have more control.
Yeah, and I can fulfill the orders myself, or I cannot, or I can like play a stop and like see what's going on the full thing, and I got 100% control of the company, and I don't really need a startup cost because that's why I was starting service-based businesses, because I didn't want to have startups.
Right. You didn't want the overhead.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. Because I'm 19. Like I don't have freaking stacks in the bank.
No. But see, that's the times we're living in, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the information that's so important for people to understand, that there's so many different ways to do this. Share a little bit more what you're learning and what you've been doing with the e-commerce. Are you going to do just e-commerce and drop shipping for yourself or for other people as well?
Completely for other people. I already got a few buddies started up on it.
So give us some examples of what you have going on.
I just basically found a strategy to get highly targeted customers to a website.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter what niche you're in, because there's already built networks out there waiting for something like what you have to offer. So you just have to go find the networks that are already built and then give them what they want.
Okay.
And the internet just allows you to do that. And what really made a switch in my head was someone just simply said, to make money, you have to make a sale. So once I started thinking that, and they told me this like a year and a half ago, like when I was out in New York, when I first got there, and I didn't understand what they meant. But then when I heard of dropshipping, I was like, that makes so much sense. Just take a product and sell it for more than you bought it for. It's just retail arbitrage.
You're an online store.
Yeah, and if you
without the brick and mortar overhead.
Exactly. So like basically, I'm just teaching my friends right now how to get started with only ad spend, and like even some without ad spend, or on a minimum, you can get a 14-day free trial for a website, and you can easily start making money in that time with just ad spend. So you can pay for everything before you even have to pay for it. And like that's really why I saw the opportunity and just took it and ran.
Like you said, what, in a week you made $3,400?
Literally, when it starts rolling, it just rolls.
And so then you're just going to add product to your line.
No, I'm just going to get more customers, And
what do you mean? What's a customer?
Or more traffic to the website.
And keep the products you have.
Yeah.
And then if you ever wanted to add
the bad ones and just keep testing new ones and see which ones work, whichever ones work.
And typically, how long? I know it's not in stone. Like, how long does it usually take to test a new product?
Well, that's one thing that I'm like learning right now, but it can be done within 3 days.
Okay.
Like,
and pretty minimal spend, right?
With the spend, what I've been noticing is that it usually takes the price of the product to determine if it's a winning ad or not.
Oh.
If I had a $10 product, I could spend $10 in ads, or this is just like a rough estimate, like if I had a $10 product, I could spend $10 in ads and then determine, or I should be able to determine like, that product's going to sell, or no,
quickly?
Or no, that product's not going to sell.
Not so much it won't sell, but I haven't found the right audience.
Yeah, there's a lot of testing. It could be the right or the wrong audience. It could be the wrong product. It could be the wrong ad copy. It could be the wrong ad picture. It could be someone, I don't know, it could just be Facebook didn't like your ad and didn't approve it and isn't sending it out.
And here's the other thing you could do, right? And I've been thinking about this, is figure out who is winning in your niche for your audience and do something similar. Right?
Exactly.
It's like that book, Steal Like an Artist.
It's exactly.
Right? I mean,
it's
so
exactly like
so
that.
if you have a product, like if you go online, you go, what's Nordstrom selling, or how are they moving their line? Right? I'm just using that as an example. If you have a high-end shoes, right? What's Nordstrom's? What's another Lord and Taylor or whatever, another big name, right? If they're paying for Facebook ads, if they're paying for ads, chances are they're winning, right? Because of the team that they have.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I guess like there's so many things that you can reverse engineer, and like with Facebook ads, for example, like you can kind of start telling which ones are winning by how long they've been running and if they're still getting engagement.
Right. Exactly.
Because like if it's a new ad, it's kind of hard because you're like, it's only been up for so long. Right. But if it's been something that's been around for 6 to 8 months or longer.
And there's websites that will show you how to do that. You can track them and see their history.
I haven't been able to find out how to do or track other people's history yet.
I'll give you the info. I have it in an ebook that I bought.
All right.
I haven't gone on the site, but I'm assuming it's accurate, and it's a new ebook, so it's up to date. It's in the product industry, sports nutrition product industry. But I'll share that with you.
Cool. Yeah. I never heard of a way to track. I can barely find my own ads, to be honest. Well, no, I can, but it's just like Facebook's ads are so hidden.
Well, and that's my other question for you. Is it easy or is it hard to track what's going on, like, with your ads?
It really depends. Like, it's easy to track from, like, Business Manager, I understand how to look for my ad now and where to go to find my current running ads and preview it. But when I first started, I didn't really know how to. It took me a while to just figure out where the actual ad is, so I could preview and like see who's commenting or who's
Okay.
liking and stuff. It took me.
So when you put an ad out for the bikinis, right, and somebody sees that ad and they want to buy, what do they do then?
I've just been using Instagram influencers, so they just click on the link in either my bio or the Instagram influencer's bio, and then they just go directly to my website.
To your they buy through your website.
Yeah, and I just keep a real visual. Like, this is the tip that I really like is that, so like Instagram has a grid layout and it's very visual. So like if you're having a website that's coming from Instagram, then you want it to be in a grid layout, more visual.
Okay.
Because people will
Right,
relate
because
to
that's
it
that
immediately.
platform, right?
Yeah, people relate to it immediately.
Right.
You know, it's like if you take them from a very visual platform and then you switch them over to something that's a lot of words, then they're gonna
They're not going to convert.
confused.
They're not going to convert.
I mean, they could, but
No, but like
yeah.
it's not a smart move.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So especially because now Instagram's really the hot thing. You want and if you have a product, right, you want that visual. And my understanding, if it's done right, the little videos convert even more.
Completely, 100%, because people relate to people. Like, I was talking to a girl the other day, and she was asking me why her bracelet ad wasn't converting. Like, she's made a few sales, but she didn't break even with even ad spend. It was just a picture of a bracelet that was a very generic bracelet that anyone could really come up with, and she's just drop shipping it. But it was just a bracelet with some words around it, and then you post that on Instagram, it just looks like spam. Like, ever since before Instagram even had influencer ads, like when I was real little, and I saw something like that, I thought it was like ugly. It wasn't for Instagram, like spam. Like, I don't know why a marketer would do that now. Like, if you wanted to market something, you'd have to be like, you're wearing this bracelet. Maybe it's not the whole person.
No,
but at least it's on a person.
Yeah, and I noticed that with one of the companies I follow, Fitness World. It's called Swole O'Clock, right?
Yeah,
and they got like watches like that look like this, right? And a lot of times they'll just show from here down.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, because people can like relate to being on
and
a person.
They can see it on them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So or they'll have like well-known bodybuilders, right? That they pay, I guess. How do you get an influencer marketer?
Or if you're kind of just using their network, they're sharing their network with you, you know, and so it depends on how big their network is and how active
let's just say a middle of the road. Let's just say not somebody that's huge in the niche, but is growing.
Influencer marketing is really at its beginning, you know, and you can work out things that are like shout out for shout out, which is like it's kind of old school, but then I consider that free because like shout outs are free.
Of course, it doesn't.
But a featured post would be a similar thing, but that's paid. That'd be like influencer marketing.
And how do you pay them? A flat fee, or is it negotiable?
It's negotiable between everyone. Like, that's the thing. So like if you have a similar following, like say you have an account with 25,000 followers and then someone else does as well, then they'll want some of your 25,000 followers, and it's an even trade.
But
so
if you have much lower, right?
Yeah, but if you're
then it's still worth the pay though, huh?
Yeah, but influencer marketing is so new. You just call them and be like, hey, I got this product. I'll give it to you for free if you just post pictures about it. Then like people will do that. You know, people with a few hundred, like I have a like 700 follower page with the bikinis right now, and I've had a few people with 60K just ask for a bathing suit just to post pictures. You know, and then you come up with content without having to do photo shoots. So you send them a
bikini, right?
Yeah.
And they take a picture?
Yeah, and then they just post it.
Why? Why would they do that with you?
Because they don't want to pay for a bikini.
Really?
Yeah, so
they're just leveraging their followers
to get a bikini. But it helps both of them.
And do you go back in and see if they're legit followers though?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely. Yeah. Like I don't just like.
Yeah. And that's important for people to know, right? Let's make sure that they're legit followers.
But at the same time, I'm on a small budget as well, but I'm gathering girls that I know locally and getting them to model bikinis, and then I'm also just giving them so they'll tag the pictures on Instagram, even if they have 100 followers.
Right.
But then when you go to Instagram, people will start looking. They'll be like, "Oh, do people get this bikini? do they not? Like,
right.
Is it a real thing? Is it legit? Because people don't really trust online sales yet.
Right.
Like, they don't like
it's not 100%, yeah.
Yeah, and like, I mean, a lot of things aren't that sketchy, but some things are. And so people really just like that social acceptance, you know? And then even if they have 100 followers, like, it's almost that like small,
intimate
followings. Yeah, they're intimate because like I know a lot of these girls that live by the beach that have 1,000 followers, but they get 700 likes, and they're all 100% real.
Yeah,
it's because their friend groups are just tight, and they just have really engaged audiences because they're so close.
Yes, and that makes more. It's like the email marketing times, right? If you have 100,000 email list, but they're not engaged, so what?
Yeah,
right. It doesn't matter. Like what
exactly?
What does that really do? But if you have 3,800, but 2,400 are engaged all day long, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let me ask you this. So people were saying, and this is a good point, right? Where Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I don't care however you're monetizing, right? If you don't figure out a way to, while you're monetizing, collect those emails, you are leaving yourself open because suppose Facebook shuts you down, right? You're gone, but if you have an email list, that's always yours. Does that make sense? Are you doing anything to capture emails?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been focusing on it too hard, just because like I've had other things that I've just been like having to take care of, like trademark infringement stuff, and like literally I built a website in one weekend, like got products, got everything sourced on Tuesday, started making my first sales, and then on Wednesday got hit up for freaking trademark infringement and had to deal with that for like 3 weeks. I was like,
so how did you make your 3,400?
I just kept letting or I did some more ads after that.
Different.
Yeah, and then I just let it, or I started I just jumped straight into it, and then coming from a strong foundation of internet marketing from before, I started realizing how things work, because like the way dropshipping works is you just get products from a seller, you know, or a supplier, and they'll provide you with pictures, but I didn't realize that those pictures could possibly not be theirs.
Right.
I was like, oh, a supplier's giving me pictures.
You got to make sure, you got to cover yourself. So would it make sense for somebody that wants to sell their product to look for dropship experts on top of influencer marketing? Suppose you can get 2 or 3 dropship people. That's what they do, and they know how to do that.
Dropshipping is just like there's a warehouse full of whatever product you want, and every time you make a sale, you relay the message to the warehouse, and then they ship it directly to the customer, so you never touch it.
Right, but how do you get your commission?
So I have a website.
Okay.
And I reached out to the...
let's just say ABC manufacturer.
Yeah,
that owns, these cards.
Yeah, I reached out to the supplier and just said, hey, do you guys mind if I use your products on my website? I'm looking to start a new website. I found them, they said yes, and they had good reviews, like they seemed to have quality products, and they had decent shipping times, and everything just like looked all right.
Legit.
Yeah, it looked like I could use them. So I just placed their products on my website, and then every time I make a sale, it's all me.
Right.
It just feel like you go into the local skate shop, you're not gonna get, or like the skate shop might be active, but like the shoes are RVCA.
Right.
But they had to come up with the RVCA inventory. I'm just saying without the inventory.
When I owned my sports nutrition store, right, I would buy from suppliers, fill my store, sell them, right, with my markup, and then, because I'm getting a wholesale deal. So are you getting a wholesale deal from that supplier?
Exactly, but it's one item at a time, so you don't have to...
And they're still giving you a wholesale deal?
It's just because they're Chinese suppliers, and they're really competitive with their prices, and the Chinese dollar is different than the U.S. dollar.
Oh, I see.
So you can get it sourced from China, and like there's different ways to do it. But like right now, I'm just sourcing products from China that are really competitively priced, and then selling them in the U.S. market for more than I buy them from China.
Right, and even if, like to give you an example, like with my sports nutrition store, right? even if I wasn't buying in huge bulks, right, I would still get anywhere from a 35 to a 51 or 52% margin on product. Yeah, it's still a good deal.
Yeah, and to be honest, these things you can find even way higher profit margins than that.
Yeah.
Like crazy profit margins like I didn't even think were possible. Like I've been running a 30% discount with an 80% profit margin, so that brings my profit margin down to like 50%.
Yeah.
People still go without the discount code and then just like pay for the product, and then that leaves me with like an 80% profit.
And then if you're moving enough product for that distributor, for that supplier, then you might be able to even negotiate a different,
Yeah, and you can start just sending them CVS files, and you just download your CVS files at the end of the day, ship it off to them, pay for everything in one, so you don't even have to like sit there and like manually put in every single order.
Okay. What CVS file? Okay.
It's just like with the customer information, like their product, what they bought, and where to ship it.
So you really, it looks like you really found your niche.
Yeah, like literally.
And the beautiful thing with this, right, is no overhead, virtually, and you can do it anywhere, right, in the world.
Completely.
And obviously, the inventory, like we said, no inventory. But to be honest with you, you're not stuck. Like you're a store, so your products are endless, right?
Yeah, I could put whatever up on there, anything.
Yeah, you just have to do your due diligence that they can fill the orders, that they're a legitimate company.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make sure that it's quality products, and that they can fulfill the orders, and that they speak English.
Right.
You don't want to not speak.
And be honest with you, I'm sure there's still, even though you do get a great deal overseas, right? I'm sure there's still great people to work with in the States that because you have so much room.
Yeah.
Right. So you could do, like, suppose you wanted to do Nikes shoes, right? Air Jordans. You could do that.
I would think that they'd either be running you on like something as big as Nike.
Right.
They'd either be running you off an affiliate program, or you'd have to buy a bulk wholesale.
I see. Like
and
a
you have
store.
to have a wholesale license.
Like a regular store.
Yeah.
And you don't need a wholesale license for dropshipping?
Not as far as I'm aware of. Everyone that
You should find out, right?
Yeah, well, I don't really think it's considered wholesaling. I don't think that they're wholesaling you the products. I think that it's just a really competitive Chinese market.
Yeah.
I think that that's what it is. It's just similar to wholesaling prices, and they're quality products, Like, I actually got the first bathing suit. Like, I held the first bathing suit this morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, this is not bad. I thought I was going to be, like, shipping this squirrely stuff out to random people all over the world,
And it's actually quality.
Pretty good. And, I don't wear bikinis, but it looks nice to me.
And are you getting all your stuff from China?
I use different suppliers, so it depends on which items used. I still have a few suppliers in the U.S., but the majority of them are from China. But the U.S. shipping times for the drop shipping suppliers that I'm using are about the same shipping time as if they come from China. So
really?
It's like 12 to 20 days.
That's the shipping time?
Yeah.
And people are okay with that?
If you tell them, they don't care.
Really?
Yeah. People just want their product.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah, you just, on the product page, you just say, please allow 12 to 20 days shipping U.S. or 4 to 6 weeks outside the U.S. And then,
wow.
And then in the follow-up email, just be like, please wait like 5 to 7 days for processing and handling, and then it should be with you 12 to 20 days. At the beginning, I didn't have that, and off 60 orders, I had like 3 customers email me and 1 comment on Instagram. You guys ship my package?
Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
Is it still happening?
As long as you still set, but like you said, you could set up to where you can do emails that are automatic, right?
The automatic emails, when you fulfill it, those take a few days because it takes a few days to fulfill the products. Like it takes like 5 days for it to ship. Or it really depends on your supplier. Because like now I'm starting to establish a relationship with one of my suppliers because I had one hot product. Like literally, I sold like 90% of the revenue came from one item by itself. I started establishing a relationship with that seller, and he started processing, or she, I don't know, they started processing my stuff way faster.
Yeah, you got their attention.
Yeah.
Right? You're moving product for them.
Yeah,
so now they're
picking suits in 24 hours.
Yeah, they want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they were like, they message me every time. They're like, hey, if I don't have the order, they're like, hey, what's going on? Like,
okay.
You like the bathing suits or anything? I'm like, man, I haven't even had a customer get one yet because it takes so long.
Right. But you got paid.
Well, depending on how they pay, if they use PayPal, it's immediate into your bank. If you have a mature PayPal, and I have a PayPal that's been active, if they don't, then it's just Stripe direct, or it's a 3-day processing fee, or 3-day processing time, and then it goes directly into your bank.
Right into your account.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's just running a business, except the internet allows you to leverage other people's.
So how many different products are you selling right now?
Just bikinis. But when I was saying, when you really hone in on one thing, then that's when you start. Well, that's when I started noticing a difference, because at first I was like, let me open a real big general store and let me sell camping stuff.
It's too hard to
and I'll have
to niche it down.
Yeah. Well, then you don't know what to run product ads to.
Yeah.
You don't know what the hell's going on. And
so, like, what's the name of your website?
KT Swimco.
Okay. Well, and you just decided to do the swimsuits because of coming into the summer.
Yeah. And I like looking at women.
Right. There's a win-win.
Yeah.
That's a smart dude right there.
Yeah.
3,400. So how long overall have you had this website, and have you drop shipped? How long?
I think it's been like 6 weeks, but for the first 3, I was clueless, and I was doing a general store, and it just wasn't working. I was getting like 1 or 2 sales every few days.
So you weren't even covering your
ad spend. Yeah.
And then you said, you know what, let me back off.
Uh-huh.
So how long has it been with just the bikini? 3 weeks?
Like 3 or 4 weeks.
And did you start making money right away?
Second day the store was launched.
Was that the $400 day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I made like 20 or 70 bucks the first day or something.
Right. But then it kept growing. And right now, you don't see it an end in sight. Like, you see it snowballing.
Yeah, easily.
Because if you're making $3,400, right, without any ad spend, and now that you're narrowing this down, you should be able to put a good amount of money into your ads, right?
That's what I'm really like trying to work on, you know. It's like, I mean, I just made some dumb financial decisions with other stuff, but like,
oh, so you're digging out,
yeah,
right? Still, though, at the end of the day, 3,400 in a week, and is that 5 days or 7 days?
7.
But you still can use a nice percentage of that to generate.
Yeah.
And let's just say, and again, is this crazy? Let's just say you double it. Right?
That's what I'm going for $30,000 days, to be honest. Like, that's where my eyes are set. Like, look,
and you know people, right? I mean,
yeah, like this is a screenshot of my friend's account. Like, this is my background.
Oh,
like,
what does he sell?
I don't know. I don't ask because I don't want to let people.
No.
He's a close friend, but like it's like.
No, I know. I get you. Yeah, I didn't know it. But at the end of the day, that's legit. So it's a day?
Yeah, like
a day?
Yeah, like
or a month.
So it's like the total sales, 30,000, and then they had 15. The little today's highlighted. There's today, yesterday, this week, and this month, and he's on today.
So this is a day.
Yeah, that's what.
But
he's
is
doing
this
today?
One day?
Yeah.
30K.
30K.
Wow. How long have you been doing this?
4 months.
Really?
Maybe 5 now.
Oh my God! This is
the power of the internet. Like literally, once you like my website's converting at like 3% right now. So I know that if I get this many customers, then I'll get this many sales.
Wow.
So it's like usually about $1 a customer or $1 a visitor.
Wow. Let me ask you this: do you offer this service to teach this?
I haven't like. I mean, I help people. But like, I don't really go out there to teach people to like make money. You know?
So you're not doing any consulting?
I mean,
yeah,
I'm like doing like the regular, just like helping.
You're going to be putting some packages together for consulting. This way, when we jump off, you can list your information. If people have more questions, right? Then obviously you get paid for your time.
Yeah, I could do either way, you know.
Yeah.
However it works, whatever works for all of us.
He's so laid back, this kid.
Yeah, I just want to. You know what freaking I absolutely hate is that like I spent like $10,000 investing into mentors and people like telling me that they're gonna help me, but then they just take your money and you're just like want to wring their neck. Like, see, like those are the dumb financial decisions I made, is like investing into other people's knowledge. I mean, I got a lot of knowledge off it, so I don't care that I invested that money.
But it's still nothing like doing it. People always are wondering why I didn't get into coaching. And I have my own reasons, and
And I feel like they're the same ones that I'm
yeah,
trying to say.
a little bit they are, and they're also personal development coaching, right? Business / business coaching. It's going to be a lot of times new entrepreneurs, right? Or wannabe entrepreneurs. And I believe, and I know we had this conversation, that a lot of people that have never done it don't really understand what it's going to take. And I don't want to babysit. I can't. You either want to do it or you don't. If you bring excuses, I'm done. You know.
Yeah.
And that's probably not the best coach, right? And for me, it's not about the money. It's about I want results, right? And if you can start getting results, that gets my juices flowing. So anyway, that's my thought on it. But let me ask you this: the time and the money that you spent on these gurus and the information and knowledge that you got from that, the applicable information you got from them versus the last 6 weeks, what's the difference?
Literally, like, I feel like a different person.
It's not even close because you had to get in, get your hands dirty, fall down, realize that, you know what, I wanted a store, this doesn't make sense. I got to niche it down, right? And so now you invested time, you invested a little bit of money, but you were willing to fall down, right?
And just that little change right there that's like what...
That's wisdom, right?
That's what gets you going, because like these people are contacting me now, like asking me what I did to get the results, and like seeing it from the outside perspective, it's such a small difference. It's just that they're not doing it.
Right.
You know, and they're not testing with it, because like I could tell you, like, I've spent a lot of money on ads and had it not work, but I've spent a little bit of money on ads and had them work massively.
Right.
You know, so it's like you gotta find what works.
But here's the thing, right? You can read about it all day long, right? You can watch a video on it all day long, but you got to do it.
Exactly, because
you got to do it.
Understand.
6 weeks, you've had the best classroom you could ever attend, right? And now it's wild because you're reaping the rewards tenfold, and you're only 3 weeks in because the other 3 weeks you realize that this. I know what I don't need to do. Right?
Exactly.
I know.
It's just like literally like the smallest difference is between the person that's doing it and the person that's not. Either that or like the people are just like nowhere on the same playing field. But like if you're going for it and you just haven't seen results, like there's just something small you're missing. Right.
And like how much do you know about your buddy that's doing 30 grand a day? Did he learn this through a mentor or did he do it on his own?
They all preach like they have mentors, but he definitely had someone helping him. I don't know of what level though. I think he did a lot of it just through books and just like through seeing what other people are and doing it. Because literally it's almost like playing a video game, because you're just on your phone and you're watching numbers grow, you know, you like send a few things out, you click a few buttons and then you just like see what happens. And it's like almost not really real life anymore. It's like it's literally playing a video game, but like real money's on the other side.
Right. Even what you're talking about, and someone said 30,000 a month, it would be like holy shit.
Yeah.
You're talking 30,000 a day in 5 months. Like it's outrageous.
Yeah,
like
insane. And like this has been on my screensaver for the past month. So like he's been doing it for a while.
So you've seen it. I mean, you're seeing it. So you get a new number every day.
Usually he doesn't do 30 a day. Like that was just like a really freaking good day.
Right.
But he's averaging a few thousand a day and well into 100K a month off one store. It's just like a completely duplicatable process too. Like these people are literally just building their websites, marketing their product, and then hiring virtual assistants to take over and run it for them. And they're just laying out an exactly duplicatable strategy, and then just having people run these stores for them, and then just keep duplicating. Just
so he has multiple stores.
At least 2 that I'm aware of.
Okay, still not that much. You know, I know you enough now. Like I know you're a real, genuine person. So, but here's what I'm going to say: if anybody wants more information, reach out, right? And reach out to Jake. Honestly, because you're actually doing it. If you want to charge. If you don't, that's up to you. But if you know if you're interested in helping people and they want to reach out, are you good with that? Yeah,
easily. Just reach out to me through like any platform, and I'll get back to you. Just sometimes it takes me a little bit of time.
No, I think it's more just an instant message or something like that.
Yeah.
You'd probably be willing to do at that point, unless they became a paying customer. Because at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, time is money. I mean, that is the real, right?
Yeah, I know exactly, 100%. But I just don't want to be that guy like having people. I want to be there like helping people.
I get you.
Like,
I get you, man. I haven't charged anybody coaching at all in almost 2 years. It's not my thing, right? It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
So, and all my content's free, right? And I'm not holding anything back or anything like that. So I get it.
Yeah, like I feel like, especially because like, I've had results, but I'm not experienced, so I'm not. I'm just not going to go out there.
You're still kind of wading through it. Right?
Yeah. And
how much help does your buddy give you?
To be honest, I wish he gave me a lot more. But he gives me the right knowledge. But he's a busy person, Like I don't expect him to be on the phone with me all the time, Like him specifically.
And you don't want to abuse the relationship.
He helps me when I need to. Like him specifically, like I actually pay him to help me.
Look at the guy. I mean, if they're the results he's getting.
Yeah, and like see like that, and that's kind of why I'm saying like I don't really want to like pay for it yet, because I just know that there's people out here like this that are doing that do make insane amounts of money on a daily basis, and I mean, I've paid so many people to talk to him that I don't want to be that person that like has someone coming after me and be like, oh, I wish they would have done this or something, and then it might be like, oh, pay me $500.
Feel like you let them down. What's an average sale for you?
$30 to $60
is your product.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my products range from like $30 to $60. So like usually I get somewhere in between there, just like because there's different prices.
Okay.
I sell a lot of one product that's like $40, but it just really depends.
Okay.
Like
average sale is about 30, between 30 and 50 in that area.
Yeah,
okay.
Right there.
Okay, man, that's awesome. What do you think you're going to do coming into the winter?
I got a really good idea with men's fashion.
And that's going to be your thing. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I want to come out, or like I'm selling designer labels on eBay right now, and specific designer labels, and I have a really good supplier for men's fashion accessories in the United States. And he's in New York, but I want to get together and create a men's fashion store that sends out trunks of like you'll get like a belt, a watch, a wallet,
you get a package,
and a pair of shoes or something that all match that real clean for that month or whatever.
Wow.
But like have it on like maybe even doing a subscription basis.
As a drop ship guy, does it make sense for you to look for influencer marketers as well?
All the time. I haven't even ran a Facebook ad for the bikinis. I mean, I think I've sold 2 bikinis off a Facebook ad, but that was when I still had a general store.
Oh, so these are influencer marketers that's creating that sell for you. Huh?
Instant. I don't know. I've heard some pretty crazy returns from influencer marketing, like insane returns. You can use influencer marketing for anything. Yeah. It's just marketing.
Right.
And I've had people claiming that they get like a penny for a sign up for their email list through influencer marketing. Like even Facebook ads, you don't really get those returns. Influencer marketing, you can be charged anywhere from $5 to $500,000 for a paid post. So if you have somebody that's going up, or you got a Kardashian, right? Yeah, exactly.
They're going to blow out your thing, right?
Yeah, like if you had it's like a TV commercial, right, on Tuesday night, versus and buying that ad space versus Super Bowl Sunday. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Like I literally off of the influencers that I've been using, if I had like Kylie Jenner do an influencer or like a featured post with my bikinis on her page, I literally couldn't even imagine what would happen.
Would you even be able to keep up with the sales, right?
I don't think that any company could possibly keep up with half that.
But what's crazy is you guys are like, you got people that are willing to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks for their product.
That's just the internet, though. Like that's just how people are.
That's the way it is.
Yeah, they just. I mean, what do you do when you buy a watch you want and it takes 2 weeks? You're like, God damn it! Like
Yeah, but
all right, whatever. I got it now. It's cool.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah,
yeah. You set that expectation. You set that.
That's why I set it. Yeah, I try to set the expectation ahead of time.
So, anything else you want to share before we jump off?
So I wrote this in my. I was sitting there writing out my schedule one day, and I had a quote in my head that I was like, I need to like share this with people, and the only way was to, like through your show. Yeah. So I wrote this in my journal like 6 weeks ago. Whenever I booked this show, you really just like got to get started, and you're not going to start reading the book until you just take it off the shelf, open it, and put it next to your bed, because then you have the temptation to read the book. You know what I mean? Like,
set yourself up for success.
Yeah, that applies in every aspect, you know, because if the book's still on your shelf, you're not going to get out, or like after dinner, you're not going to like go to the shelf and pull the book off. You're going to sit down in your bed and check your phone. So if the book's sitting right in front of you, then you have more temptations. Like, do that with everything in your life. Is like, whatever you want to do or accomplish, put it right in front of your face at all times, you know, and because it's not that you didn't want to do it before, it's just not a part of your thought.
You're not setting it out of sight, out of mind, and you're not setting yourself up for success. And you are living color, right? Mm-hmm. That you can take the classes, you can take the courses, you can buy the ebooks, you can buy this, you can buy that, you can listen to all the gurus. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, the only way to get results is to go do it.
Exactly.
And you, right, spent money and time on the gurus. Mm-hmm. Then you got to a point and said, you know what, I just need to start creating cash flow. Let me do this, right? Exactly. I saw an opportunity, and we talked 6 weeks ago, and you were going to, or whatever that was, and you were, you had packages together to be a digital marketing agency, mm-hmm. right?
I still have
no, right. No. You're going to do it, but my point is, the entrepreneurial mind says, wait a minute, this makes more sense right now, right? Oh, dropship sales. You're kidding me. Oh my God.
And it plays right into the marketing that I've been learning.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So but the key is go do it, right? Now, you didn't know that it's not the, the Walmart, mm-hmm. right? You want to be that specialty store. You want to be that boutique.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And that's after 3 weeks, you realized, wait a minute, because it's too hard to get influencer marketers.
The influencer marketers, they don't care if you pay them, they're fine. You know, they're happy. That's just what they're there for, because your post will only be on their page for a specific amount of time. Okay. So if you're satisfied, they'll do what you want. You know. But when people go to my website, people will think Pixie Swim Co., and then girls will automatically think, oh, I'm going to go get a bikini from there. But if I had flashlights on on there, and people wouldn't be thinking to go get flashlights, because
you're not branded that way.
Yeah, and it's so simple to make a niche store online, because like literally it costs $30 a month to host this website. And then I have a few apps that just like help with the thing. It's like maybe like another $30 to $50 a month. So that's like really no overhead, especially if you have cash flow. There's almost not even a point to create a general store, because people start thinking like the more products that are on your store, the more you're going to sell. But it's more like no matter what, you're going to have one product that you sell a shit ton of. Right. So it doesn't matter what else is there.
I mean, I just think, and I think you're right. I think especially in the beginning, right? Because then once you get your grasp, then if you wanted to do bikinis, but then you open up a whole other store under flashlights, right? Yeah. Meaning you're going after that niche and you're going after this niche completely separate. But it's still coming into your account.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I mean,
they're just two different stores. It'd be like walking next door to each other, you know?
And what's so cool about your niche is, you went for bikinis because, your why was big enough. You liked the girls in the bikinis, and it was summertime, right?
Yeah.
Gotta go your why. What's really cool, though, on a serious note, is if you love men's fashion, or you love men's shoes, you're a shoe guy, or even a sneaker guy, right? You can build that just for that, and you're in your passion, like you're in your world.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like I know someone that just has a running shoe store.
Right. So I'm a big MMA guy. So if I ran a store that just had like boxing gloves, headgear,
Easy.
and mouthpieces,
Easy.
right? With the brand names, right? You just find a distributor, right? A supplier, I mean,
Yeah.
that can fill your orders.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
And as you know, man, we end the show the same way every way, right?
With
the roar.
Oh,
So we're gonna do on 3, right? We're gonna do the Monster Motivator roar.
All right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah! Good job, brother. Good job.